Thank you very much. Mr. Huther, as I understand, you have 40 exclusion requests pending here, and they're costly, and they're time-consuming, and a distraction from your family business. And I believe the other members of the panel who are representing business, they have a fewer number of exclusions, but Mr. Simpson said he actually essentially has to live here to try to get this taken care of. By my count, from the numbers that we have, 28,711 exclusion requests, of which 686 have been resolved. And that would appear to me to be a burden on our business community, really outrageous system, and very much, as Mr. Kine suggested, the whole notion that people have to come on bended knee to Washington to get these matters evaluated just lends itself to all kinds of problems. Of course, it may be that not everyone has to come all the way to Washington to get their matter resolved. Let me ask you if any of your businesses are affiliated in any way with any Russian enterprise, any Russian corporation. Are you, Mr. Huther, or you're a family-owned operation? You don't have Russian subsidiaries or Russian control?
No.
How about you, Mr. Adams?
100% domestic.
No relationship with Russia.
And Mr. Simpson?
No relationship.
No relation. Mr. Chang?
None.
We know that may be part of your problem, is that you're not related there, because on July the 16th, when Mr. Trump surrendered to Mr. Putin in Helsinki and had a 2-hour meeting, which was so secret that even the director he appointed as head of the CIA could not attend the meeting, a mere 3 days later, Rusal USA got its exclusion approved by the Commerce Department. They are now importing, as a distributor for the company that controls them, 3 million kilograms of aluminum commodity billet from their parent in Russia. That Russian company had been under sanctions. They are a consumer here in this country only in the sense that they are distributing Russian product. This isn't aluminum billet that's being produced in the United States. It's being produced in Russia. And I want to just draw attention to who the people are that are working with Rusal USA. They are Oleg Deripaska and Victor Velseltberg, who are the two largest shareholders, and they were under individual sanctions because of the malign activity of the Russians and the conclusions of a number of our diplomats in leaked cables that there are 2 or 3 of the oligarchs that are the closest to Putin and to who he turns on a regular basis. Mr. Deripaska has been accused of illegal wiretaps, extortion, racketeering, money laundering, and death threats against his business rivals. I asked Secretary Ross when he came here in March to explain why the administration chose to do global action instead of targeted. And all I got back was a belated non-response. Now, I'm pleased that he could forward a statement over here today to Chairman Reichert, and that Mr. Reichert, Chairman Reichert, is honoring the Commerce staff, who I'm sure are working really hard since they've got to go through 28,000 plus exclusions to review for U.S. businesses, and I don't know if there are any other Russian ones mixed in there or not. But it certainly looks to me like Rusal got special treatment right after the surrender in Helsinki, and that this whole process lends itself to special treatment not just for Russian corporations but for others, and is a system that we ought not to have as a part of our operation. And for us to have another hearing where all Secretary Ross can do is forward a one-page statement about these operations, and where no one from the Commerce Department or the administration can come and explain the confusing trade policy of the Trump administration, the erratic nature of it, is really, really unacceptable. And those people here who complain about the Trump policy, and I'm sure we share the same view about some aspects of it, who are willing to enable the administration to continue this process by not calling them to account here, where there's no real accountability for this administration, are contributing to a bad trade policy. I yield back.